Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. It's been a really strange day today. I work in a college, and due to the coronavirus at the moment, we are going to be closing to most of our students. So it's been really a sad day today. I've had to say goodbye to a lot of our students for the time being. Don't quite know when I'm going to see them again, and it's been a sad day. So I wanted to come home and cheer myself up, and I'm going to make my mum her Mother's Day card. So she doesn't watch my YouTube videos, so I'm not kind of giving anything away here, but these are all the bits and pieces that I've got together. I'm going to go through every single measurement. The measurements will be on my blog, so I thought you might just want to sit and watch how I put this together. I've been inspired by Jan B, one of my favourite UK demos, who has a channel on YouTube. But if you are new to my channel, or if you've seen me a few times before and you haven't subscribed, please come along and hit the subscribe button, and then come and watch some of my future tutorials. I try and stick with things that are really simple, and if you're looking at this array and thinking, that doesn't look simple, I promise you, all this is rectangles and squares and 2 circles. That is all this is. And we're going to make a fancy fold card. I'm hoping that you have seen the thumbnail and thought, I'll have a look and see what she's done there. I'll go through these measurements with you. I'm using the Parisian Blossoms DSP. Let me show you a couple of the things that are in here. So we're using this DSP. I love this blue. This is Pool Party with Petal Pink. And this is silver embossing going on in here. And I thought it was gold. It wasn't until I started to put this card together that I realised it was silver. And then I'm also using this one as well, and this is definitely gold. This is definitely gold embossing on there. So a lovely French theme going on there. So I'm using those two. I'm also using some gold foil, and I'm using the I think what it's called, the metallic edge ribbon, which is this petal pink, and it's just got the gold on the edge. So that's what I'm doing, and this is going to be for my mum's Mother's Day card. So I don't see my mum all that often. She lives about 250 miles away. Both my parents are in their 70s, so I'm hoping that they're looking after themselves at the moment, in this just awful, unprecedented times that we're in at the moment. I'm really every day struggle to get my head around what's going on in the world at the moment. But anyway, let's get on with this, because nothing's going to change, but we can try and just bring a little bit of sunshine into our lives. I've got a piece of petal pink card here, and this measures 4 1/8 by 11.5 inches, and I've scored right down the middle at 5 3/4. So that is my card base, nice and simple. And you can adapt this to whatever size you like. If you want a bigger card, then you could make this slightly bigger that way. I think the width of this is fine, but you might want to make it slightly taller. Entirely up to you, absolutely entirely up to you. So what we've got here then is a front, 2 middles and a back. And for the inside of the card, I've taken the script DSP in the Parisian Blossoms designer series paper pack, and I've mounted that onto gold, so I've got a lot of layering going on. So that gold layer measures 5.5 inches by 3 7/8, and then the DSP measures 3 3/4 by 5 3/8. These will all be on my blog. I'll leave a link in the description bar. So I want to put, in the inside of the card, I want to put these here. So I've already pre-mounted. Nobody wants to sit there and watch me put all that together. So I'm just going to glue these to the inside of my card. So I'm using liquid glue, but you could use snail, or you could use tear and tape, whatever you like. Needs a lot of glue on these big panels. So I'm going to put that there, get that nice and central as best you can. So what have you been doing to kind of distract yourself from what's going on in the world at the moment? Do you like to craft? Do you like to watch TV? Are you working for the emergency services and you're having to work a lot of hours? You might be in the hospitality trade and you're really worried about your hours. It really is a scary time at the moment, but what do you do to try and make yourself feel better? I like to craft. I like to sometimes just sit and read and watch crafting tutorials on YouTube. I love doing that. But tell me in the comments what you've been doing to make yourself feel better. So I've got those two panels stuck in there. So that's the inside of my card. So we've now got to deal with the outside of our card. And I've got another two pieces of gold foil, and so they measure, just to remind you, they measure 5.5 by 3 7/8. And then I've got this beautiful Pool Party and Petal Pink and Silver DSP, and I've got two rectangles of those measuring 5 3/8 by 3 3/4. Now the other thing that I've done, so this is the front, and I have put a piece of ribbon here, and that ribbon measures about 7.5 inches, and then I've just stuck that on the back, just using liquid glue. I've stuck that on the back of the gold layer. So that's for the front. So we're going to put that on there like that, and then on the back I've got that like that, and I have deliberately chosen DSP that has no direction to it because I would just end up getting that wrong. And I've just tried to get those as central as possible. So while I've got that on there, let's just put the back one on and just make sure that you get it on the right side with the ribbon going in the right direction. I also hope that you're all keeping as well as possible, and just taking all the precautions that you need to do. The main thing just seems to be keeping our hands really, really clean. If you noticed how much you touch your face, I wear glasses, and my hands are at my face all the time. I'm always pushing my glasses further up the top of my nose, but we touch our faces without realising. I think it's been quite a challenge. And at the moment we're at the situation where we're just having to just stay in as much as we can, and we'll just have to see how long that lasts. It's not so bad when the weather's a bit dreary outside, but as the weather starts to get better, it's going to be difficult. So there are my two panels on there, and when this is all dry we'll tie those together. So I won't deal any more with the front just yet, but let's deal with the inside. I've got a piece of Petal Pink cardstock, and this measures 1 inch by 11 inches. And we've scored in the middle here at 5.5 inches, and then we've scored here at 2 3/4 and at 8 1/4. So the middle one, we're going to fold that so that that's pointing upwards, and then we're going to bring these two in like that. And then what that's going to do is sit in the card like that, so that when we go to close it, it's going to do that. But what we're going to do, I'm just going to put that to one side. I've got these 4 panels here. So this is with a layer of gold, a layer of Petal Pink, and then we've also got a layer of this really beautiful DSP. The gold layer measures 2 inches by 2 inches. The Petal Pink layer is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and the DSP is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And we're going to put those on there like that. Now we're going to be careful because we don't want to put glue all over the square. And I'm trying to think, what's the best way of doing this? I thought, should we put that up on dimensionals? Will that look? I'm just having to think about this now. Oh, do you know, I think we should, so that when we close it, is that going to be too thick when we close it? I'm taking a risk. I'm taking a risk. So let's put that over there. And then I'm going to put all of these here like that. And I've got my mini dimensionals. We know, those of you that watch me know how much I love a mini dimensional. And I'm going to get these in the middle, as best in the middle as I can. And I'm going to use 3. And some of you might be surprised that I'm using 3 on each panel. Some of you might be completely horrified that I'm using 3 on each panel. You know how frugal I am with, oh, I've wasted one there, goodness me. How frugal I am with my mini dimensionals. And I'm putting 3. And I can't get rid of that. That's it, go away. It's stuck to my finger. Right, let's get that one on there. So the main advantage now with the college being closed, as sad as that has been today, to say goodbye to my students for the time being, I'm going to spend a lot of time at home, and I have got to work from home, but I used to travel an hour there and back every day to work, so I've now gained 2 hours every day. And you know what I'm going to fill that with? We're going to do some crafting, so hopefully we're going to get some more videos coming. So what I'm going to do, once I've taken those backings off of each of those dimensionals, I'm going to mount them on there like that. So let's get rid of those. And we want to put this as centrally on there as possible. Don't drop it down until you're absolutely sure you've got it in the right position. And that's it, it's on. So I'll just take the back off of these. So I'm hoping to do some more video tutorials, perhaps slightly more regular ones now. And perhaps you could tell me what sort of thing you'd like me to make. Now, I like to keep nice and simple. I like to show to people that, you know, there are some, you know, there are crafters out there that are so clever, so clever, and I'm just not in their league. And I like to keep things simple. So is there something that you've always wanted to make and don't know how, and you've had a go at it and it doesn't work, or you can't find the tutorial? Let me know in the comments box. Tell me what you'd like to see me make, and I'll do my best and see if I can have a go at it. I love to push myself. I love to step outside my comfort zone and have a go. And even if it looks absolutely rubbish, I still like to have a go of it. So there's, oh, that's not quite right. So that's that. That's going to sit in the inside of my card. Gosh, I did get those central. Good grief. So what's going to happen is that this one is going to sit there, and you think, well, that's not going to fit, but it is. It's going to sit there like that. So we need to be careful with this. So I'm going to put some glue right at the very end. Come on, out you come. Right at the very end of this one. It's just mucking about with me at the moment. I'm going to use the ribbon as a guide, and I'm just putting, I got that on camera, yeah, just putting that right up to the edge of the DSP, of this scripty type DSP. So I've still got that nice border all the way around it. If I put it right up to the edge, I think it would ruin it. So I'm just going to hold that on there and just wait for that to grab. That's it, I think that's okay. And then, oh no, this is tricky, this bit. Need to hang on to that. And I'm going to grab that end while I'm hanging on to that. And then I'm going to just put some glue just there like that. And I'm just going to bring this up using my ribbon as my guide, putting that card right on the edge of the DSP, not of the gold. Now I need 14 pairs of hands right now. I'm just going to sit there for a minute while that sets. So that's the last part of the inside of our card. You'll notice there's no sentiment on there. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write a nice note to my mum inside and pop it inside the card. I'm just going to fold that, and there it all sits together. Isn't that amazing? I love that. It's the first time I've made that. I've not made one of those before. So you could, if you wanted to, just put maybe a white piece of card on there, or a piece of pool party card, and then write your sentiment. But I'm actually just going to write a note. It's just because of what's going on in the world at the moment. I want to write my mum a nice letter. I don't think I've ever written my mum a letter, so that's what I'm going to do now. What I've done here, using the 2.5 inch circle punch. It's not 2.5, is it? It's 2.25. I've just made up a new circle punch. The 2.25 circle punch, I've punched out a gold circle, and then using petal pink, I've punched out a 2-inch circle, and I'm going to pop that on there like that. Now, I think what would have been better is if I had used some Versamark and some embossing powder in gold and heat set that. I think that would have really, really made it look beautiful. But I haven't done that. Pure and simple, haven't done it. So I'm just going to mount that with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to get some of those onto the back of my circle. Just going to use 3 of those. And I'm going to get that into the centre of my circle, which is really difficult to do when I can't get my head over the camera. But I don't think my mum will notice if it's a little bit wonky. She won't notice. And then I'm going to put that on there. So I'm just going to use dimensionals again. And I'm just going to, whoops. Everything is sticking to me today. I can't pick that up. There we are. I'm going to get one in the middle. And then I'm going to put that right in the middle of that card. I think probably grey would have looked better with that, but it's black now, that's it. And I've just used black memento ink for that. So that's popped that on there. And so there is our finished card. So you could use this with any combination of cards, of DSP, of colour coordinated. I absolutely love this colour combination with the blue and the pink. I just think it's really, really pretty. And I'm just going to finish this off. Now, regular viewers will know I don't do bows. I don't do bows at all, but I'm going to have a go just for my mum. Oops. Going all over the place. There are my bunny ears, so we do that first, and then I just try and cobble it all together. And hey, look at that, not bad at all. So there is my Mother's Day card, and that doesn't have to be Mother's Day, that could be birthday card, just a hello card. And I want to, in these next few weeks, our Prime Minister is kind of quoting that as 12 weeks. So this could be a very long 12 weeks. And I would just like to make some cards and send them to people and just try and brighten up their day. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So there we go. I hope you like that project. I hope it inspires you to get crafting. I hope that you are surviving these really difficult times. We will get to the end of it. Whatever country you're in watching me today, we will get to the end of this, and it will just make us better. We just need people to stop panic buying, but there we go. Thank you for joining me. Come and subscribe to my channel and I'll be back again, hopefully in a few days with another video. See you all again. Bye bye.